to what to do if your house is underwater. We have good friends of mine, Glen Henderson and Shannon Keatley with the Alliance Group. So welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having us today.
Thanks, Craig. Exciting.
Now, Glen is actually the author of a book, Avoiding Foreclosure, How to Not Go Broke, Saving Your Home. We're going to give a few of those out here today. So.
Yep.
Now, I know the market's shifted, but you guys, we've been talking about this short sale stuff a lot. You guys have been guests on my radio show. Welcome to TV, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Did you know on TV there's a paper rule? For those of you who don't know the paper rule, in between segments you have to go like this, or you can wear makeup. I don't wear makeup, so I do the paper. I do the paper rule. Glen wears a lot of makeup. No, I'm just kidding. So we got Glen and Shannon. A quick story about Glen. Glen I've known for years. He came to one of my events, the event at La Jolla, the Museum of Contemporary Arts. He came, he as a guest. We both got a special invite to a short sale conference up in Las Vegas with a guy named Ron Quintero, the CEO of the Real Estate Radio Network. And I'll never forget, this is the first time I actually had a chance to get to know Glen, how good he was at the profession. I'll never forget running into you at the airport on the way back, the plane ride home, and we spent the entire plane ride home talking about helping people.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about your numbers or your goals or how you're in the top 10 producing realtors in San Diego, recognized nationwide. All both of us talked about the entire time is how you can help people. Remember that?
Oh, I remember exactly. So
had a couple drinks on that plane too.
Yeah.
Shannon Keatley. Now Shannon from Chicago, so she's my Midwest gal.
I am.
Known you for years as well, and I've never seen Shannon get mad. You know, Shannon is someone I keep in close contact with. I'm always bouncing these real estate things around, and sometimes I vent to Shannon, and she's the best person on the planet to vent to. The next time someone's up on the Coronado Bridge, they need to call Shannon in, because she just makes people feel better. And when we talk about owning more in your house is worth having built all of these memories for your family. Just because it's become a bad investment doesn't mean those memories go away. It doesn't mean you don't love the home. Doesn't mean you didn't put your blood, sweat, and tears in the home. Doesn't mean you don't love your neighbors or the barbecues or the Super Bowl parties or celebrating any holiday. So what a tough situation to help people through. But you guys, you really are the best when it comes to this and other things as well. So let's speak about it. So right now we've seen appreciation, huge appreciation in San Diego, 15, 20, 25%. But we get these inquiries through craigsowing.com, and it's like, what do? I still owe $600,000, but my house is worth $300,000. But prices are appreciating, what do? So let's start with you, Glen. What do you do?
I mean, we're still getting calls every day from people that are in that situation, because we did see the 20-25% gains in some different markets. But the thing is, we saw 50-60% depreciation when from where the market was.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people that are still underwater. And I mean, the first thing is for somebody to reach out and start inquiring, start reaching out for help and just learning what the options are available to them and what we run into.
Do you feel like people, and you tell me, you deal with these types of people all the time. Do you feel like they haven't reached out over the last few years, or do you feel like they've reached out, they didn't like what they heard, they've reached out and they just kind of sat there and ignored it? I mean, what is the psychology of the person who's underwater?
It's a combination of both. It's the people that didn't like the answer that they got. Because so many people obviously you want to keep your home.
You love the home.
You love the home, you love the memories. But the reality is sometimes you just can't keep it. So some people have kind of buried their head just thinking something's going to happen, a miracle's going to come, government's going to do something, we're going to be okay. Yeah. And then there's the other people that are just so scared of what the answer is going to be that they haven't reached out because they don't want to hear that they might have to sell their home or do something.
And still it's surprising to us too how much misinformation there still is out there.
Yeah.
I get calls all the time from clients that say, you know what, I talked to my financial advisor and they suggested that I just let the home go to foreclosure. And that's really what the worst thing that you can do is let a home go to foreclosure and just put your head in the sand like Glen said.
I still get it. You know, where you live in a world where information flows so easily. You have YouTube, Google, social medias. Everybody seems to be an expert. A 24/7 nauseating news cycle. So information's never been, let me tell you how I really feel. Yeah. But unfortunately, all that misinformation, we still get these inquiries through our website of people saying, well, should I just let it foreclose?
Yeah.
Could you explain, if anyone doesn't know, the difference between what would happen on a foreclosure versus just short selling the home?
Yeah, great question. We get that often. And one of the biggest things that you can do with the foreclosure, that's the worst thing that you can do, is let it go there, because there's tax and both legal and tax implications on that. And most people don't know exactly what they need to do and what those ramifications are, because if you let that property go to foreclosure, the bank can come back and actually come back and sue you in most cases, garnish
Crushes
wages,
your credit.
crushes your credit, tax implications with that as well.
Real quick, could you touch the Mortgage Debt Relief Act and what's going on there?
Yeah, basically with that, it's a protection for homeowners that certain loan program or certain loans that they have. If it's primary residence or original loans, you'd purchase the property, but you're going to get a 1099 at the end of the year after you've short sold or foreclosed on your property for the amount that was written off. Well, after this year, the government hasn't said if they're going to extend that relief. If they don't, then you could be taxed. You could have a huge tax implication after.
So the example I gave would be a $300,000 tax liability.
Correct, and it's taxed at ordinary gains. So in most cases, you're talking 30% to the federal and then 15% to the government. So you're looking at 40, 55%.
And keep in mind, you can also buy another home again in 2 years. You guys are helping people right now that short sold 2 years ago. They're getting back in the game.
Yeah. And
so kicking the can down the road is actually doing yourself a disservice.
Right.
And what's interesting with it too is we actually have a lender now, it's a portfolio. They're lending a day after a short sale. They're willing to lend if you have 20% down. Doesn't matter about your short sale. Doesn't matter about your missed payments. So there's no reason not to go through it.
And you guys, I know, have seen from some of the banks that you're working with, you guys are so well respected. Even on the bank side of things, you're getting settlements for clients. Quick example.
Yeah, just this week alone, I was adding it up, and I think that we were able to give our clients about $21,000 in bank settlements, and that's for the HARP program, and a couple of the banks are doing their own internal programs that they're allowing.
So let me make this point. For a bank, if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. And right now, they're able to negotiate where you actually can get a settlement to leave your home. And why didn't they even keep me around anymore? I didn't know you could get a loan a day after.
Yeah.
Running a little bit low on time, but you guys also specialize in Point Loma and Ocean Beach. Now, this is a niche area, and of course, you have a whole team with the Alliance Group. You cover all of San Diego, but you're really focused on the Point Loma, Ocean Beach marketplace.
Right.
What's going on there?
I mean, it's an amazing community. I mean, you've got Point Loma and OB, which are very diverse. They're unique, each on their own, but great community. I mean, Shannon and I both lived there for years. I mean, fell in
You're
love with
born
the
and
community.
raised in San Diego. People need to know that as well. When we talk about navigating the real estate market, what better than to have someone it's been your backyard since the day you were born.
Yeah, lived here, worked here, played here. I mean, couldn't know it any better. So.
New restaurant out there?
Yeah, new restaurant. I mean, that's how much we love the community and how involved we are. I mean, we've partnered in a restaurant that just opened in Ocean Beach, Wonderland.
Yeah, so these guys you're a part of that town. You're part of the business out there.
Yeah, we love it so much that we're willing to invest in it and just know that the diversity of the area and everything's just going to be brought up.
Good point. Well, I mean, you guys are top of the game. Your production's amazing. You're great friends to me. I've watched people that you've helped from our radio show, face to face at times, help people. If you find yourself in a tough situation where you're underwater, I want to give you a website you can go to where you can learn more about your options. It's 123short.com. Glen and Shannon have a calculator there. It's going to tell you what your property value is, how long it's going to take before you have equity again. There he is.
There it is.
Look at that.
Look at that handsome man.
123short.com. It takes you 60 seconds to complete this. You're going to get a full detailed report on how long it's going to take before you have equity in your home again. So I encourage you, go there, check it out, learn. Knowledge is power. What's my house's value? How long is it going to take? If it's 5 years versus 10 years, it can make a difference. And of course, if you're looking into Point Loma, Ocean Beach, and if you want a copy of Glen's book, reach out to me through craigsewing.com. All right, thank you, Glen and Shannon. Really do appreciate you guys coming
Thanks
here.
for having us.